Okay, welcome.
Let me try. I'm gonna try something new too on this screen record on my phone. Let me try that screen capture.
Yeah, I'm recording it to my computer so I can send it to you as soon as we're done.
Okay.
Well, welcome, Amaury. I'm so excited to meet you face to face for the first time. So are you off today?
Today I'm off. Trying to go back to the Monday night to Friday, Sunday and Friday nights instead of Tuesday nights to Saturday nights. But thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. So Amaury here is joining me. He's recently joined my X39 team, our X39 team, as one of my newest business partners. And he's super excited about the technology of X39. So we wanted to get together today to talk about my experience using X39 and why he got started. I'll go ahead and let you say real quick why you found X39 interesting, and then I'll tell my testimony.
Yeah, I kind of found it by accident. Heard someone say it on the radio, so I ended up looking it up. Because I've been trying to find something for my wife with her headaches. She's been having migraines pretty much every day, and she's been taking Tylenol every single day. And you know how that is with the liver. So I've been trying different things. I tried different vitamins and minerals and different things. Some things seem to work a little bit, but nothing really took away the headache. Since we started X39, it's not 100% perfect yet. She still has headaches. Maybe we've been tracking it every single day on the calendar. She might have had 3 or 4 this month compared to every day. That's pretty good. So she's probably 80 to 90% better. So that's a big plus. So she takes it every day. I've been testing. I don't have any pain, but just to see how it works for me. The thing that I noticed, because I'm a truck driver, my back's not as cracking as much as it used to. And something odd I was going through is I was touching my ear. I had ear piercing, 25 years ago, and I haven't had an earring in it 15 years, and I would always get stuff in it, have to clean it once a month. Well, the holes are about 98% closed in my ear, which was kind of odd. That's what happened with me. I've been testing it on a few people so far, and I'm finding that people with arthritis seem to benefit very, very quickly. I've tested people with bad knees, and their knees, probably about a half hour or so, the knees started feeling better. I tested it on someone that I didn't even know. I just found out by accident when we were camping over the weekend. He's in his low 30s, and he had arthritis in his hands and his back, which I didn't even know. I ended up giving him the X39 because he sprained his ankle when we were on the beach. And he was telling me that he can't open his hands past this. So I gave him the X39 and say, all right, try this, see how it feels, because I'm still interested in how it works for people. So he takes it, and about, 5 to 15 minutes, I said, how are you feeling? How's your hands? He looks at his hands, and he's been like this for years. And he went like this, and his eyes went shocked, like, wow, I haven't been able to do that in years. So that's still kind of shocking to me, because it's kind of weird how this little patch using frequency can change your body to produce this stem cell to help people. So I'm still testing it. It's only been about a month. Working good so far. From what I'm finding is about 80% of the people that I've tried, or 80-20, that's what I've been finding. 8 out of 10 people feel it right away. The other 2 people feel a little bit, but they're still continuing to feel a little bit of improvement. But like I said, the most people I find are the people with arthritis. For some reason, it activates very, very quickly with them.
Yeah, and it's, I want to say this out there. We have to say that our X39 patch is a technology, and we're not out there saying that it heals, treats, or cures anybody. But what I've always been very, very a believer in is when you give your body what it needs, your body does amazing things. So what our patch is doing is our patch is actually regenerating the stem cells that we were actually born with. I did not know this until I got started, but once I got started and I started learning more about stem cells, we're born with every stem cell our body is ever going to have. That the body doesn't regenerate or make new stem cells, that we have this deck of stem cells, and as we use them, the body uses them up and they lie dormant in your system. Well, David, our founder, inventor, scientist of the patches, developed a way through a light technology on how to facilitate different areas of the body. And this company actually started 15 years ago, but it was last year they introduced X39. X39 was more than 10 years in development in scientific clinical studies. When they finally launched it, it was number X39 on the formulary, and that name stuck with it. That scientific number stuck with it, and that's what they went to market with, was X39. And what that X39 does is it actually elevates the GHK copper peptide, GHK-Cu copper peptide within our body. By elevating that peptide then goes to work and actually feeds into the dormant stem cells and brings life back into them. And those stem cells can go back to work in the area of most need. So for those of you suffering from various ailments like arthritis or, various things, if that is your area of most need, then that stem cells, that group of stem cells that was awakened in your body by the X39 is what's going to go to work in that area. Fortunately for me, my area was something that I physically could feel within a matter of a few days, but everybody's different. For me, I have what's called degenerative disc disease. It's not something that you're born with. It's something that happens that makes your discs, your spine degenerate over time, probably from an accident. Mine was from a gymnastics accident when I was in my late 12-year-old year. I was just before my 13th birthday. I actually came off an uneven parallel bar in gymnastics and dismounted, let go way too soon. We were screwing around as 12-year-old girls tend to do. And I landed on my neck and I broke cervical vertebrae 1, 3, and 5 in my neck. And so over the years, I wore traction, the brace and everything to get through that. I was very lucky and blessed that I was able to walk and that it didn't damage my cervical spine in that matter. I always knew from a very young age from that, knew that that was a blessing. But as I aged, chronically that pain got worse. So I've learned to deal with chronic pain my whole life. But what had happened was 1 through 4 actually naturally fused from arthritis. And it's funny, I don't think I've told you that I actually have arthritis 1 through 4. And the arthritis fusion basically created a natural fusion 1 through 4. Well then, so you take my neck and it moves that way. It pushes down the pressure on 5 through 7. And what happened in October of 2018 is I was in a rear-ended car accident, and it was basically within a day or two after that, I started getting this radiating like electrical shock nerve pain down my right arm. Well, it took me it took me a year and a half almost to get the doctor to recognize this isn't just an old injury, that it went to a different level. And while I was dealing with all of this, my colleague in real estate, he's a vendor, walked into my office and said, I think this will help your neck. And at that point, I had tried so many different little things. And, you sit there and you look at that little tiny patch. Our patches come in a sleeve like this. And when you open them up, they're a pack like this, just very little. And I'm sitting there going, there's no way that that's a month's supply of anything that's going to help me as chronic and critical as I was. And it's literally a little tiny wafer thin patch that's that big. So for him to leave me a month's supply for free, we've known each other for 20 years. And he goes, I want you to try them for a month because I know you probably won't. He goes, so I'm putting this on you before I leave. And he literally lifted up my hair, stuck it on the back of my neck. I shooed him out of my office because I was getting ready to go on vacation. And he said, take it off in 12 hours. Well, he was in there between 1 and 2 in the afternoon. That had been 1 or 2 in the morning, which typically I'm up that late. I didn't go to bed till 1:30 this morning. So I work on my computer and do a lot of my work, but I had went to bed that night about midnight, knowing we were getting up early the next morning to head on to Oregon to go on vacation. So I fell asleep with it on, got up at 5 a.m. My husband said, "What's that?" And I said, "Oh, it's just something that, Ron brought over and put on my neck, said it will help." And my husband immediately said, "Did it help you sleep? Because I don't sleep well." And I said, "I don't know. Did it? Did it help me sleep?" You kind of have to think back. I was only in bed from midnight till 5 a.m. But typically, you guys, I don't sleep more than about 2 hours, and then I'm waking up in pain. So I said, I think it did help me sleep, I guess, but maybe I was just really tired. And so we were driving along, and he said, "Tell me about these patches." And it was 10 o'clock in the morning by this time. And I said, "You wear them 12 hours on, 12 hours off." That's all he told me. And he said, "Well, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. We'll get into the RV park on the Oregon coast about 10 p.m. Why don't you put one on now, and that'll remind you to take it off." So I did. So that was patch number 2. I did that again the following day, patch number 3, did it again the following day, patch number 4. Now, one of the things that I had been dealing with is I had lost all of the feeling in my right thumb and index finger, and I couldn't make a fist. So I was picking stuff up like this because I just didn't have the motor control of these two, my thumb and my finger. So I didn't expect that to change. It'd been like that for about 6 months, and it seemed like it was getting worse. The numbness was traveling up my arm. I had talked to a neurosurgeon, and he was going to go in through my neck and do a surgery to take the discs out between 5 and 6 and 6 and 7, and then put whatever in they put in. And I was putting that off and pushing that off until November, December, when real estate slowed down for me. So I did 4 12-hour intervals for 4 days. And on the morning of the 5th day, I sat straight up in bed because as soon as I woke up, I knew I could feel my hand. So I'm pinching my hand, and my husband said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "I have full feeling back in my hand." And you guys, that is no lie. So that's when I said, "What the heck is this thing?" I hadn't looked at it. I had not looked at a link. I hadn't done anything. So fortunately for me, my area of most need, those stem cells went straight to work in the area of my spine and neck where I had the protrusion of those 2 discs into my spinal cord. And logic is it eliminated enough of the inflammation to take down the swelling to eliminate that pressure on my spine. So symptomatically, I was relieved. It will take probably a few years of stem cell regeneration before the discs are actually in a healthier state where it's potentially not just inflammation. But at this point, and I'm just saying that to cover all bases here, I'm not saying that this cured me from degenerative disc disease, because I will have that the rest of my life. I'm pretty confident of that. Can't go back and take back the fact that I fell off those uneven parallel bars, right? But when you give your body what it needs, your body can do amazing things. So that's when I started going, "What the heck is this?" and started sending it out to my natural therapy friends that are very passionate about light. I have a friend in Florida, very good friend of mine. We've been friends for 8 years, and she believes that red light therapy can cure the world, and that the sun in itself is something we all need more of. And that if we just got up at 15 minutes and sat when the sun rised, that we would all be healthier. So I knew that she would understand the power of this light that this patch does, and I sent it to her. And it's been 10 months now, and it's been an amazing journey introducing it to people like you. And you actually found me looking it up. But it's just been an amazing product. And the stories from people from all different ailments that are coming back to us and saying, the things like you said, your guy with his hands. A lot of times people wear them and they're like, they expect to feel it in their knee, but maybe it helped them someplace else, their sleep, their breathing, how they feel, their energy, something like that. So I tell people all the time, really pay attention to your whole centered self, because you don't know what's your area of worst need is. So, and that's interesting what you had said about how it made you feel and that you weren't really expecting that. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting with the hearing, but
well, let me ask you this. On your hearing, was that a little tiny hole, or did you actually have it gauged at one time?
I had 2 holes there, and the backside had it closed up, because if I try to put an earring, it'll go like 90% in, and the back of it wouldn't go through. But I would always get, bacteria and stuff in it, so I have to clean it up with alcohol every single month. Otherwise, I start smelling and stuff like that. So I was feeling my ear. I'm like, I don't feel that knot in my ear anymore. So that was kind of strange. So I run to the mirror and I'm looking at the hole. You can see two little holes, and if you can see it, but it doesn't go all the way through.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of strange. Another story, um, my mom's boyfriend, like my mom and her boyfriend got in a car accident. So I brought the patches to my mom and the boyfriend. Well, she was kind of skeptic, and so I brought the Eon because I had to get some Eons with me. She's like, try it on Dennis. So, okay. So I grabbed the Eon because he had surgery and he's been in pain for a few years now from the surgery from his shoulder. So I put the Eon patch on his shoulder and I asked him, do you feel anything? No, I don't feel nothing. Okay. Took my daughter to the park. Come back about 45 minutes later. I feel something. I said, okay. About an hour later, what is that stuff? I can move my arm all around. I can feel the pressure, but the pain is gone. He's like, what is that stuff? I said, using frequency to help you with the pain. And I thought that was kind of strange. What he's saying is when he has the patch on, he feels relief. And when he takes it off, he feels the pain again. But I've only given him a few days supply, and I got to tell him, you got to keep up with it. The more you use it, the better you're going to get. So I told him to use X39 during the day and then the Eon at night to switch it back and forth because one's for inflammation and the other one's for the whole body.
Right. And the beautiful part about Eon is I added Eon into my regimen about 6 weeks after I started using X39. Now, the power of X39, the company is 15 years old. So I don't even know how many. There's an array of patches prior to the launch of X39. X39 has the crystals in it. It's just organic crystals, some peptides, and a sea salt in it. But it is non-transdermal. Those things are in it to help it reflect back into your body. So the organic crystal is what creates the frequency. So every patch has a different frequency. It's all non-transdermal, right? So what this does, it's a combination of everything before. So like just to give you an example, the glutathione, there's a glutathione patch that we have, but this raises your glutathione 35%. Now, if you're going to be up against a situation where you really think you really want to ramp up your immune system and get it stronger, then you might want to patch for a few weeks with glutathione and X39, because then that will raise your glutathione levels 300%. So to get in and understand how the frequencies work, and it's not near as complicated as it sounds. So when I was in about 6 weeks into this, I had the opportunity to be on a conversation with the founder, the scientist of the products, and the owner of the company. And I said, I'm feeling an increase in pain when I do take it off, just like your uncle did. And I said, is there anything I can do? And he's the one that said, alternate X39 with Eon, because what Eon does is it continues through another frequency, not the same frequency. You don't want to constantly use the same frequency on your body, because then you get attenuation and your body will get used to it, right? So you're taking the X39 off, I'm putting the Eon on, patch on, and it changes through a different frequency, but it continues to provide the anti-inflammatory benefits of, feeling better. Now, this is a natural anti-inflammatory benefit. I am allergic to NSAIDs, so I can't take them. I've had issues with my stomach because of NSAIDs. So the interior, I took them so much with the injury that I've had, right? Interior stomach lining, I just can't take them anymore. If I take them, it could cause a stomach bleed that could be fatal. So I don't take the NSAIDs anymore, and that eliminates a lot of what you can take. So I have to kind of stick to Tylenol. Just like your wife was doing with taking too much Tylenol. We all know that that's bad on the liver and the kidneys. So you can alternate with another patch, and that's what I do. I alternate with Eon. But the beautiful part about Eon is Eon also is a stress reliever. I think everybody needs to be patching with X39 and Eon right now, because we all are living in some pretty stressful times. And I don't think you got this email yet, Mari, but I think I sent you the link. LifeWave last month in May just closed out May with the highest month of sales that they've ever had in 15 years. So they accomplished this during these crazy times of a pandemic. We had just hit our highest month in February. And so we had to hit into March with the start of the pandemic, and we were kind of like, not deflated, but kind of like, dang, that's bad timing. You know, we were on such a roll, and to know that, you know, we still had great months in March and April, but then we even in May beat February. So we're pretty excited about that. X39 is a product that is all natural, and it's non-transdermal, non-contraindicative of anything else that you're taking. It does amaze me that everybody says, let me talk to my doctor first. Well, I'll tell you what, your doctor's probably not going to like this, but I will tell you, go ahead and talk to your doctor, because it seems like our medical world, many of the people in our medical world, especially medical practitioners, would rather give you a prescription than to see you go down a natural path. Now, I will tell you, my neurosurgeon who works for Kaiser, he's all about this, and all about natural forms and remedies. And when he met me for the first time last June, beginning of June, end of May, he said to me, you're one tough girl because you've had this so many years. I was transferred to him from another neurosurgeon. And he said, I went through your file to see what kind of pain meds you were on, because I thought, seeing all this damage in your neck, I just thought you have to be on so many pain meds. And he goes, you've never, ever filled a pain prescription with us. And he was blown away. And I said, no, I won't take them. I will walk myself through it, talk myself through it, do what I have to do. And I'll tell you guys, it was getting tough. It was getting really tough. And that's why I had finally said, okay, do the surgery. I do not want them cutting on me. But so this just came along at the perfect time for me not to have to succumb to the knife, I guess you could say, and have that surgery. So I'm really blessed by X39 and the powers that be that brought it to me. So I'm just very passionate about getting out there and finding as many people as I can to help share this process. Now, I wanted to say this out there real quick is Amaury Rodriguez and Kathy Rodriguez, we are not related. We hadn't met until he found me on Facebook, or I think he found me on YouTube, actually.
YouTube.
You know, no relation there, just happened to have the same last name. So he's amazing. He's very passionate about this. If anybody is interested in taking a look at X39, I will be there side by side with this guy, helping him learn everything he can about this product to take it out to the world, because he's as passionate about helping people as I am. I cannot wait to see what the future holds. And I'm super excited for all your successes, Amaury.
Thank you, Kathy. You've been great. And congratulations to you for being the fastest one to reach the top in 15 years with the company. So I thought that was pretty awesome. And that's why I said, I got to work with this lady. Like, she knows her stuff.
Yeah. And it just, you know, that's happened with my team because, one, we are all very, very passionate. I have a lot of great, passionate people that are just hitting the phones every single day to get this out there. You know, props off to Peter and Marcy and Carol and Rhonda. And there's just so many great people on our team. Onyx was the first person that I sent it to, and she was on vacation in Italy and looked at it on our way back and called me and said, oh my God, where did you find this? And pretty much everybody that understands the power of light and energy, they just jump all over this. People that don't understand the power of light therapy, it takes a little bit longer. They may have to feel it for themselves, or, you know, really know somebody or hear a couple testimonials. But, you know, I want to tap on that too. I hit the top rank in the company in 18 weeks, and I didn't think anything of it. We're just out there working, right? And so I finally get a call from, you know, Dr. Nicholas, and he said, oh my God, girl, I cannot, you just, and I'm like, it's no big deal. And he's like, yes, it is. He goes, it took me 10 years to do what you did in 18 weeks. It's a huge deal. And I hung up the phone from that phone call and was like, wow, really? Did we just do something that was incredible? Because I really hadn't looked down at anything. I just was looking forward. What can we do? Who can we help? Who can we find? Who needs to hear about this? And I hadn't really stopped to think about what we were doing. And, you know, now I kind of take a step back and revel in the moment of everything that we've done. We're the fastest growing team in North America and Canada, branched out to many of the other countries. I think I have 17 countries now within our organization. And we are just super, super excited to do what we're doing. But beyond that, you know, if I was hiding it, I honestly was kind of hiding that Kathy Rodriguez is doing a network marketing company, because Kathy Rodriguez is a top realtor in her area, right? A real estate broker. I'm licensed in 2 states. I have a team of 15, 16 people that actually work for me, and I'm a certified mentor for eXp Realty. So wasn't really looking for something else to do when this happened. This happened totally by accident. And so I was being very quiet about it on my personal page. But what happened, fast forward from July 25th to now, or March 7th, I think is when California went on lockdown. I call it lockdown. They call it shelter in place, whatever. I felt like I was locked down. That day, as my son and husband came home from work after being laid off, and me realizing that they just shut off all listings. We couldn't show houses. We couldn't list homes. We couldn't do anything. That in my household, 3 incomes went away in a matter of moments. 3, but this one didn't. So it's been a blessing by all means. So it made me realize the power of having more than one stream of income into your household and how important it is, especially in the 21st century. So I'm super excited to see you do the same thing. I know you're a full-time worker. You work for FedEx. He runs all of our products that we desperately need delivered to our home, up and down from distribution center to distribution center, because you drive big rig, right?
Correct. I pulled the doubles.
Awesome. Which are illegal here in California, but yeah, where you are, I'm sure they're fine. So I'm super excited to have you. I'm going to go ahead and end this so the video is not too long. I cannot wait to see the future, Amaury, and I'm just welcome to our team. We are all so excited to have you. You are very, very passionate, and I can see that in every time we have a conversation.
All right. Thank you, Kathy.
All right.
And thank you for everything you do. All right, thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.